Start a new pour today, and I'm going to kind of wing it. I never really plan anything particular. I have a generic idea of what I want to do. Today I want to do something florally. I'm kind of been on a flower kick, and so it's going to involve either some blowing or swiping, I'm sure. So I had one color left to mix, and I just wanted to show you how I do it. Light Orchid is all DecoArt Products. Light Orchid is in the cup. Their DecoArt pouring medium is a 1-to-1 ratio. So I just pour in the same amount of pouring medium as paint. That was about 1.5 ounces of paint, so it's about 1.5 ounces of the pouring medium. But all you have to remember is the 1-to-1 ratio. And there's the new DecoArt pouring medium. And you mix it up. And most of my colors are in squeeze bottles, and so I'm not putting this one in a squeeze bottle. But if I had a small one, I would, because then I have total control of what I'm wanting to do with my paint, more so than coming out of a cup. But this is in a paper cup, and I can squeeze it to make like a little spout, so it'll work okay. I think for what I'm wanting to do, it'll be fine. If I even use it, I'm not sure. And if I don't use it, I'll put it in a plastic container of some sort and seal it up so that it's good for future use. The good thing about the DecoArt in the bottles and with the pouring medium is it's the perfect consistency. It's supposed to run off your stick in a steady stream. And that's what it's doing, so that's perfect. So that's Light Orchid. And then before I forget, I'm going to put like 2 drops of silicone Spot On Treadmill lubricant and stir it in. And I do stir. I like smaller cells, so I do stir my stuff up. This was a little bit to go through these colors very quickly. This was the Neon Torrid Orange, and neons can be a little bit on the transparent side, so I added some cadmium yellow to it to deepen it just a little bit. But as you can see, it is much brighter than the regular orange color, which is orange flame in a bottle. So I have a little bit of that as well. So that was the bright orange color. The orange bottle is orange flame. The yellow bottle is cadmium yellow. I always have my white, which is titanium white, and then I keep big containers to base coat my canvases with and that kind of stuff. This is what I call peacock teal, and it's really deeper than that. So what it is it's peacock teal with some evergreen and ultra blue deep. So when you get them all together, you get this nice, rich, deep peacock teal color. I'm calling it peacock teal, but that's not the true peacock teal that is in the one bottle. I make up a lot of my own colors. So I do have the Ultra Blue Deep, which is this bottle. This is the Bright Blue, Purple Rain, and I may or may not use all these colors. I'm just going through all of them just in case. Desert Turquoise, Sea Breeze. The little one here is Teal Mint. Festive Green. One of my favorites is Sour Apple. The red bottle is True Red. This bottle is a mixture that I make up because they don't have a color that I like. So I mixed this between the Vivid Violet and the primary magenta. In the premium, they have a primary magenta, so this makes it more of a vivid magenta. And this dirty little bottle is carousel pink. This is baby pink. This one is vivid violet by itself. This one I don't have a bottle for, but it's a mixture of the light orchid, a little bit of the purple rain, a little bit of blue and white till I get kind of a pale periwinkle color. So that's that color. And the last one is alizarin crimson. So those are all my colors, but I always have a squeeze bottle of black on the sidelines too. So I'm going to put everything over here to the side. And I was going to do a swipe background, but I'm not so sure that's what I want to do. I'm thinking after you shake these bottles and you take the little tops off, they kind of like to dribble over sometimes. And it's nice to keep a toothpick around, or sometimes the paint gets stopped up in the tops of them, even with them having a screw top or a squeeze top on top, you know, the cover. Sometimes they still leak. I have a 20 by 20 canvas. I wrote that on the back, and I put my push pins in the corner. I know that I am going to start, well, if I swipe, I don't want to start with the white just yet. I'm trying to still figure out my plan. Also, the last video I did, I put the DecoArt top coat on a fluid art panel, and it has left me a funky sticky residue on my hands that's driving me crazy. It's very odd feeling. My gloves on first. When it gets late in the afternoon, I have a lot of reflection from the window here. Even if the blinds are closed, it kind of peeps through. So I'm trying to keep the sunlight off of my canvas here too. So what I had thought about doing was just a kind of a little bit of a background, and then doing the flowers that I wanted to do on top of it. I want the white as a top coat for sure, one way or the other, because I want to do my flowers on top of that white. And I'm just trying to think if I want to do, I guess I'll try swiping over the colors on the canvas. But I don't want it to be heavy. So what I'm going to do is basically just kind of lay out some colors that I want. So those are the 3 greens that I have basically. To make it easier for me, I'm going to and I'm not even going to wipe my blade off, to be honest. I want this background color, and just alone it's got little cells going on just by itself, which is always so cool. I'm just wanting this as a thin layer of color underneath my white. So maybe up here I'll put a little of this sea breeze. Just a little bit of the bright blue. I don't want it to be dark. So this is the vivid violet, which is pale. So I think I'm going to make a little spout with my paper cup because I don't want a lot. You can't really, with pouring, you can't really do the control like you can with bottles. So I didn't really want my grain that high, but anyway. So this one I'm going to come back down into the green. And I am wiping this time because I don't want the green up at the top. I'm just slightly skimming it down. So I've got my white in the bottle. Well, actually, I'm just going to use my big jug. So I want to get my paper towels ready. I like to use the paper towel to swipe with. And I can't do the whole canvas with one, so I've got two to do half and half. So I'm going to do half of my canvas first. So I'm laying the paper towel down that's damp into the white. And there was not enough white. That's okay. I'll still do the other side the same way, so they're equal. So I let it totally lay down in the white. So up here, I'm going to go back and put white again. So I'll let it come down. So I'm going to do swipe one more time. I'm going to add just a little bit of white here. I'm going to hit it with the heat gun for a minute. Now I just want to see if I can create some pretty flowers. And like the paint's not super thick, so I'm not sure how well it's going to do. Yeah, I'm going to start with a deep magenta. Well, actually, I just did little circles. That's what I did before. Now, but when I blow on this, it's not gonna have the multicolors that come through like it did in my last one, which was really cool that it had all the under the white layers of colors come out. I'm also going to do some other colors. Let's see if I can put a little bit of this fluorescent color. It's so much harder to control in a cup than it is out of a bottle. And even when you try to just pour a little bit, it comes out faster than you want. And now I think I'll put some yellow too. So you don't really know what you're creating until you actually try it, that's for sure. I like that. See, there can be even little tiny dots. And I'll put the carousel pink on top of them. I'm curious if I just swipe through it once and then blow. So on this one, maybe I'll do a little alizarin crimson at the bottom. And the vivid violet. And then this really pale whatever color that was. I don't remember the colors I mixed together to get it. It may even be it's metallic, maybe. Maybe it's silver and purple, I don't know. Okay, so these kind of turned into blobs a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how I can make them look more contained. So up here I'm going to do kind of like some stalks of something. I'm not sure what yet. I'm just so that's the Ultra Blue Deep. A little of this teal mint. Vivid Violet. So I'm actually blowing pretty softly, so it kind of blobs right now. We'll see. Maybe a white accent. Okay, so since they're kind of like little stalks of something, put little green centers. This is the peacock teal color. And then the sour apple. I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. Try to decide what I want to do with these. Purple Rain, and a little drop of magenta. These are very imaginary things. Abstract. So I'm going to start with the peacock teal. And of course go back over it with some sour apple because that's just too hard. The peacock teal is too hard. So break up this green a little bit. Sometimes it just comes out too much. So I gotta figure out what I want to do down here. So that's not showing up. So what I'm going to do is kind of go around the leaves a little bit. Make them show up a little bit more. Some white. I know there's going to be people that don't care for this. That's just the nature of being an artist, and some people have certain styles they like and some they don't. So I know there'll be some people that don't care for this. It's not necessarily my thing either. I'm just experimenting. Just trying to play with the paint and see how it works. Kind of like, you know, just creating an abstract painting. It's supposed to, you know, I want it to feel like something, but I don't want it to necessarily look exactly like it should. Totally different from what I've done before. I'm trying to decide if I want to leave it or play with it anymore. Okay, I'm done. There it is. Not really one of my favorites, but not even close to a favorite. But it was a learning experience. So I'm glad I attempted it. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.